Hello, and welcome to the Stepping Out of Stuck podcast. I'm Ted Simmons, the superhero of shyness,
And I'm your host, Bonnie Brindle, the Anxiety Avenger.
and together we
Help you get unstuck.
let's get after it.
All right, I am so ready for this episode, Ted, and I know that you have a question you're going to ask. So
Mhm.
ask away. Wherever you bring, I'm ready.
So, after going through it on our last episode, we talked about perfectionism.
Oh, yeah,
And
came
so
up.
I was going to ask you, how does perfectionism hold you back?
Oh, how interesting. It looks really different now than it did when I was younger. I'll start with that.
Hmm.
Because right now, let's see. After retiring from public ed a little over a year ago and moving into the world I'm in now with speaking and writing and coaching and podcasting and all the things and trying to learn the technology that I never knew anything about. And newsletter writing, all of that. The perfectionism I think that hits me now is trying to do all the things at the same time. I know that I need to niche down and really focus on
Hmm.
this, on what's really coming up for me. But the stage I'm in right now, I'm interested in a lot of things, and I think maybe this is common for people with anxiety,
Hmm.
that there's so many things popping up around me all the time. And now that I don't have that structured daily literal bell to bell world that I used to be in,
Hmm.
there's so many shiny objects that I want to follow and so many things that I want to do. And then I'm going to do them. I got to
Hmm.
do them well. And it's too much, right? So
Hmm.
that's kind of where it is now, but it's very different than it was when I was younger. Can I tell you a little story about this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Because,
totally.
oh, yeah, I had an actual, okay, I'm done with perfection moment in my
Hmm.
life. So
Hmm.
as a little kid, um, it protected me from ridicule, like to do things right at home or to stay out of the way of things
Hmm.
kept me from being criticized. And then when I started school, or as a little kid, you're reacting, you're like, oh yeah, I get
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
In school was not really a value in my family. Like I ended up being the first one to go to college years later. But
Hmm.
I loved school. School was where my whole world opened up. Like people got me at school. And
Nice.
I loved, once I started to read well, because I never went to kindergarten or anything. I don't even remember like
Hmm.
books being at my house. Once I started to get things figured out, it was like, oh,
Hmm.
this is where I got it going on, and I'm great at this, right?
Hmm.
So then it became that I got to get all A's kind of thing, right? And through
Right.
elementary school, I ended up in the sixth grade in elementary school, and I was asked to help tutor the first graders in reading, or
Hmm.
the ones sent to make copies on that smelly mimeograph machine from 100 years ago.
Hmm.
Right. Because, I'd
Yep.
get stuff done and there wasn't like a, talented and gifted program in the world then, right? So they had to
Hmm.
do something with me. But yeah, it was, oh, I love school. I want to get all A's. I got to middle school, honor roll every year in middle school. Let's say I fell off the wagon a little bit in high school with my family drama, but
Hmm.
still it was there. So
Hmm.
I've told you before that, I had to scrape and claw my way to get into start college. And because
Hmm.
my anxiety was so overwhelming, I couldn't get to and stay in classes properly. So I ended up dropping out of school at the end of my first semester. The worst thing that
Hmm.
could have happened to me.
Hmm.
And I left it alone for a while. And I worked on different things and got into recovery and blah, blah. Later on, I went
Hmm.
back to college. Here's
Hmm.
perfectionism is fun.
Yeah.
I got back into college. I went into for psychology and I was
Hmm.
killing it. 4.0, baby. Right down the
Oh, wow.
line. Busting my
Yeah.
butt for those straight
Hmm.
A's. Then, in a Spanish class I was taking, the professor
Hmm.
asked us to watch a video and write about it in Spanish. Unfortunately, the video was really inappropriate. I don't know what
Oh, yeah.
happened there, but I reported that to the school. I'm like, I'm not writing about this in this class, right? And in that time when you turn stuff in, it was handwritten, right?
Hmm.
So we had just done and we were just doing the end of semester test. And of course
Hmm.
I was going to ace it, right?
Hmm.
4.0.
Yeah.
Well, the professor lost my test,
Oh.
put the grade in, which was a little bit less than a full straight A.
Mm-hmm.
And the school said, well, it's a grade. I had to accept it. I never
Mm-hmm.
saw the test, and I knew darn well I
Mm-hmm.
didn't make any mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that 4.0, Ted,
Yeah.
went to a 3.98.
Oh.
Laughable when you think about it. That's an
Mm-hmm.
enormous achievement, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not perfect.
Right. Right.
And I got to a point where I looked at that and just thought, well, there goes my 4.0.
Oh my
Kicked out,
gosh.
and I didn't die. And the
Yeah.
3.98 is actually funny to me. Like,
Yes.
oh, did you ace it? Well, it was a 3.98. How close to a 4.0 can you be?
Right.
Right? But not be perfect. And I thought, I can just, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's not perfect. And it's still great. And I still did a great job. And I still love being here. And I'm not letting that guy and that situation
Nice. Yeah.
have any more power over me. So that was
Mm-hmm.
like a moment of, yeah, it's no longer perfect and it's
Mm-hmm.
just fine. And I have leaned on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the survival of that many times in my life when I felt
Mm-hmm.
like something had to be just right. And it was like,
Right.
life goes on.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my little perfection story.
Hmm. It's interesting. That brings up my story of like my journey through dancing, actually.
Oh,
Um,
excellent subject on perfection. Can't wait to hear it.
I actually, ironically, one of the reasons I started taking dancing was because I was challenging myself to become even more, right? I'd actually started kind of learning a little bit of dancing in high school when I was in the musical West Side Story. And um, that had just kind of sparked an interest in me. And so I went out and I started doing swing dancing at the local place over here. And that was fun and great until I ran into Lindy Hop. And Lindy Hop was this super complex, what to me it was complex. It was the fact that we were turning around and turning around and turning around each other. And that got me dizzy. And so all of a sudden I was just like, okay, I need to find something different, right? I need to find a different way to learn this so I'm not getting dizzy. So I went for professional help. I went to the Arthur Murray dance studio. And you know, they didn't ever teach me Lindy Hop there. They taught me every other single dance that was available, which was Foxtrot, Lindy, or no, Foxtrot, Rumba, and some of the other Latin and smooth dances. But really, they didn't teach me Lindy Hop. But I got so excited to learn something new that I went through and I started doing the lessons all the time. But I kept beating myself up
Mm.
about not being perfect in dancing it. And, you know, that struggle basically held me back from actually dancing with some of the girls and everything like that because I was so worried that I was going to step on their feet, so worried that I was going to go through and not lead something right and hurt somebody's arm or something like that. And it made me concentrate on what everyone else was doing and not, seeing how they were not perfect as well and getting super frustrated with that because they weren't doing it right. You know, it came to me at a point was when I realized that I couldn't be perfect at dancing. I'm dancing with somebody else. That somebody else is not gonna be perfect.
Mm.
Our communication between us is never going to be perfect. The Me interpreting the music is never going to be perfect, because their interpreting of the music is never going to be necessarily perfect. So we have to work at a way to come together and you know, act, do this dance together as a partner team.
Mhm.
And when I realized that that's what happens when you dance, I was like, oh, well, I guess that frees me up. I don't have to be perfect. I I just need to be I need to lead enough that they understand what's going on.
Mhm.
I need to listen enough in my hands and in my frame to know what they're thinking so that then I can do that. I need to be in the moment.
Yes, in the moment.
And that obliterated all that perfectionism that I was trying to put into the dancing there. It basically it says being in the moment and doing the almost improv yes and
Mm.
piece
Mhm.
actually made it so much easier to just be, right?
Yeah.
And I guess I would say, the that kind of it kind of when I go and I look at these things, I always look at what a hidden rule would be for what was holding me back.
Mm.
And for me, I was always protecting myself by being perfect.
Mm. Mhm.
If I was perfect, if I strove for perfection, then my mom, wouldn't judge me, right?
Mm.
That was one of my main drivers as an early childhood, and that leads to everything going on from there, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, what was your rule?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I just want to come back to how you shared that for a sec,
Mm-hmm.
before I write rules. So you needed to be perfect in your dance, and you
Mm-hmm.
were requiring the other person to be perfect when you were stuck in that space, right?
Right, right,
So
right.
you were able to let that go and create more of a flow of communication. And like you said around your mom, was you were protecting yourself from her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when I go back to the academic perfectionism that meant so much to me,
Mm-hmm.
then this is just coming to me now too.
Mm-hmm.
It related to several years previous when I dropped out of college, my first college experience,
Mm-hmm.
because I was too anxious to stay after the first
Mm-hmm.
semester. And it was so meaningful to me. It was exactly where I wanted to be. It was exactly what I wanted to be studying. It was huge.
Mm-hmm.
And the anxiety of ending somehow, it's not sensible, let's just say. These
Mm-hmm.
things don't make sense, right? But it was almost like somehow I was going to end up in that bad place again. And it made
Mm-hmm.
me feel panicky
Mm-hmm.
to think of ending up in that bad place, ending up feeling like I felt when I had
Mm-hmm.
to drop out before. If I didn't get that 4.0 and didn't get it all right, that panic was going to come back and get me somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no sense, of course, but that doesn't matter because that's
Right.
still how we think, right? So, yeah, so I really was protecting myself from that feeling, that awful feeling that I felt when I had to leave the first college experience.
Mm.
I felt like that 4.0 was going to protect me. And of course it didn't. And then when it blew up in my face, I was like, oh, that's terrible. Oh, blah, blah. And
Right.
then I looked around and I was like, well, nothing bad happened. I guess I'll be okay. And I was.
Mm-hmm.
It all works. So, yeah, so let's pull this together for the listener
Mm-hmm.
here at the end. Your hidden rule that you're reaching past now, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
hidden rule was exactly what? Repeat that again.
It was it was actually protecting myself from being perfect
From being
by
perfect.
being in the moment, right? By being in the moment with that dance, by being in the moment of just, doing the yes and,
Mm-hmm.
it basically freed me up from all of this cage lock of, you know, being perfect, right?
Oh yeah. I love, I can just see you on the floor. I love that.
Mhm.
And mine too, that always protect yourself from going into panic mode in
Mhm.
my earlier anxiety
Mhm.
levels. Yeah, that. being able to let go of that perfection of the 4.0 ended up being
Hmm.
so freeing
Right.
instead.
Right.
Instead
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
all the things I thought it might be that would be negative, it was really freeing and life went on and it was all fine. So we
You
want
gave yourself permission to make mistakes.
that is where we need to leave our listener for today.
Hmm.
Permission to make mistakes or to not have something turn out exactly the way you think it needs to
Hmm.
allows for so much more openness and possibility, right?
Hmm.
That we
Hmm.
otherwise would miss by holding so
Yeah.
tight. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I agree.
Ah, I'm so glad we talked about this today. It's such a big one.
Me too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when you let go and you just are able to be.
Just be. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yay. Well, thanks everybody for being here with us today, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care.